How's everybody doing? We are back from vacation and ready to spill all the deets from, yes, I'm very hip. I got hipper on vacation. Hi to Donnie Ward and to Ed Silox. Thanks for jumping on. Good to see you guys. If you are on watching, just drop us a line and let us know that you're here so that we can say hello. Hi, Tim. Nice to have you on. So we got back from vacation on Monday.
Tuesday morning, actually.
You know, it's all a blur when you're on vacation, isn't it? Especially the days. Hi, Tammy. How are you? Danielle Margle's on. Danielle. Daniel. You still can't hear? Turn down the volume? Oh, how about now? Can you hear us now?
How about now?
Check. It should work well now. If not, I can switch it over. Actually, go ahead and switch that over to there.
How about now?
Hi, Bill Smith. Thanks for telling us that there was a problem.
Better. Still better?
How is it? Is it better?
Because she's never satisfied.
Now than it was then. Hi, Gary Martin. Thanks for jumping on. Can you guys hear us now? Hello. Good. Yes. Okay. So hi to Sheen and Michelle. Thanks for jumping on. And Bill Smith. And who else do we miss?
Good.
Gary Martin's on there. So everybody can hear us now. So we got back from vacation on Tuesday.
Tuesday morning at 2 a.m., I might add.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We flew home on Monday.
Got actually home
at 2 a.m. We had a 2:38 flight, which in theory is a great idea to leave a vacation later in the day because you kind of get that extra day of vacation. So we were able to go to the beach in the morning. The bad news is you're flying till nighttime, and then we had a long drive home, which we're about to tell you all about. So hi, Jared. A longer
drive home than originally expected.
So we might as well start right at the very beginning of our trip.
Jared, this is the part I told you to tune in for.
Oh, you didn't tell him. You just told him to watch.
No. I didn't tell anyone the details. No. I just said you should tune in.
So am I telling the story? I think, let me start.
Oh, honey, I think you should be the one to tell the story.
Let me start at the beginning. First of all, we were leaving on our vacation on Tuesday. We were leaving on our vacation on Thursday, but we decided to actually leave on Tuesday in order to take a couple of days off before we left.
My father-in-law, Bob, graced us by staying over from the Halloween race and take care of all the things here, including Adeline and the
school,
online shipping and schoolwork for the kid, like the whole bit.
Trash and the dog, all the things.
Yeah. It literally stayed here and took care of the fort and then some.
So since he was here right after Halloween race, so that was the race weekend, we stayed Monday and Tuesday morning to get the rest of what we had wrapped up, done before we could leave. And then we ditched out to head to Baltimore to be close to where we flew out on Tuesday.
Did we really?
Took off a little early, and first, our first day we booked a room. The first day was the room that was going to be in downtown, right?
No, that was the second day.
Where was the first day's hotel room?
I don't know. We stayed halfway between here and Baltimore.
Oh, that's right. We just drove and then we stopped at a certain point. So we didn't really have a plan there. We were just going to drive. We did a little bit of...
we actually stopped by another hobby shop on the way.
I was going to say we did a little recon.
Did a little recon. Yeah.
We were at White Rose for the very first time. I just want to take a minute and say thanks to Brett, who's on, and said that we look refreshed. I feel refreshed.
Yeah.
And Jared says Cody. That he is here for the story.
Hi, Randy.
Hi to Randy and Cody. So.
Oh yeah, Jared. I just want you to know, Randy, Cody, like none of the boys know this story.
Everyone's hearing it here first.
I've been saving this one.
So, we go to White Rose Hobby for the first time, which is actually very impressive. We were like,
Cool place.
I cannot believe how many vehicles they had in stock. The rock crawler course was like awesome.
Yeah.
I love that we saw it in California when we were at Pegasus, but I love how they do the track with the double hanger parts and stuff.
Oh yeah, like the multi-wall.
Yeah, so you could slide a wall over and get in behind it. So there was just like lots of stuff that we were like super inspired. And those first 2 days, I think all we talked about was work, which kind of defeats the purpose, but also like one of the things that we love the most. So it was fine. Hi to P Word and to Gavin. So we hit White Rose, then we went to the first hotel, and then the next night I had booked this awesome little hotel that was in downtown Baltimore. It had a little restaurant downstairs that was very swanky. So we were going to stay in this hotel and like we're going to go
right downtown.
Oh yeah, and we were going to go explore the city, and then in the evening I got my high heels. I was going to like do it all up, and we're going to go downstairs to dinner, and then we had to get up early for our flight, so it was going to like be an early night.
You like short little drive over to the airport that we were going to fly out of.
Yes. And it was actually, Chris said, was it on the corner? Well, yes, it was on the corner, aren't they all? But it was the Hyatt, what was it called? It was really Redo or something.
In the grand scheme of things, the name of that particular establishment is totally irrelevant.
Guys, listen. Kevin and I used to be pretty well traveled. We used to travel across the country, ATV racing. Kevin would stay in California a few months out of every year and travel back and forth in between. And we used to go places and do things.
And we actually, we were traveling out of the country at least once a year.
Oh, yeah. Like, we were fairly hip. Mm-hmm. Now, we are basically so flippin' old. We got downtown Baltimore. We walked around the block. We got lost in, like, the first 5 seconds. We turned around.
We did... we didn't really get lost as much as we couldn't find.
No. We took the wrong turn, ended up in the wrong side of town.
Yeah.
We thought we were going towards a beautiful monument that I wanted to see, and instead there was no monuments. There was feces on the road, like it was.
We were in the
So it was not the Hyatt Regency. It's one of their new swanky. It doesn't sound like anything you've ever heard before.
Yeah.
It's like Redo or something.
It's like a one-off. It's its own special. Yeah.
Maybe it started with a J. But anyway, it was like each room was like a little mini apartment, and it had local artists work on the walls.
Totally irrelevant to
because
the
we
meat
didn't
of the
stay
story.
there. We were in Baltimore for 2 hours. We decided we were both completely stressed out. We did not want to stay in the city, and we decided to pack up and like get out of town. We went and stayed in
Oh no, we're gonna go over and get a room closer to the airport that we were flying out of.
Yeah, and by the way, part of the way we were able to do this trip at all is I had these points from a Hyatt card. So like we were staying at Hyatt's because I have, there's credits to pay for the trip and whatever. So we, instead of booking over by the airport Hyatt, we were going to book in town at the Hyatt. And so anyway, we ended up over at the airport. We went to Chili's to eat like a very young couple that's hip like we are.
It's right beside the hotel. It was right near the airport we were flying out of.
And then, like the young people we are, we went to the local mall.
Which actually was one of the most impressive malls I've been to in the last decade.
It was. They had like, was it a Coach store? I think it was.
Oh, they had all of it.
Yeah.
And
Lego
the
store.
whole mall, okay, and it's full of high-end stuff. Like, our local Susquehanna Valley Mall has never had these stores, ever, even its heyday, right?
Yeah, Under Armour.
In the whole mall, there was one store boarded up being remodeled. In the whole mall. It was huge.
Everything was open.
They had a medieval dinner theater.
Yeah.
They had a movie theater. This mall was.
It was next to a casino.
I've been in the Mall of America before, out in Iowa.
Yeah.
Iowa, right?
I think so. We were there together. I think
Yeah.
it was Iowa.
The Mall of America, which is like has the biggest Lego store you've ever seen in your life. Yes, Arendelle Mall. Actually,
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah. So J Mac over on YouTube just said Arendelle Mall, and that is correct.
It was Arendelle, and it was very nice. We were very impressed. We tooled around there, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
It was great. And then we decided, okay, let's head back to the hotel room. We wanted to FaceTime with Adeline before our early morning flight because we were flying. Our actual flight time was 5:30.
5:36.
So, and I will tell you, we just went to Disney. So I'm one that we don't need to show up 15 hours early. Okay, like I have no interest in sitting at the airport for extended amounts of time. Like, let's just get this show on the road, show up last minute, be the last ones on the plane. I don't really care, but I don't want to sit around the airport all the time. And I just went through it with Disney because the older folks that traveled with us, not that they're older, but they're older than us. They want to be safe than sorry. I get it, but it was just us traveling. We were all fast. We could run if we needed to. So I said, honey, like, do we really need to get up at 3 and go? Like, can we wait until like 3:30? And he's like, no. Oh, Mall of America's in Minnesota.
Yeah, there you go.
He's like, no, let's get up at 2:30. I was like, listen, let's cut it in the middle. Let's go 3. So we got up a little before 3.
So I said, all right, fine. I'll get up at 3 and I'll get a shower quick and we'll go. Because, she's one that she showers the night before and in her yoga pants and she's ready to rip, right? Second she wakes up, out the door we go. So I wake up and, of course, we didn't do squat the whole day before to walk around town a little bit. So I'm so half asleep. I'm like, I don't. It's already 3:05. I threw clothes on. So, come on, let's go. We're leaving.
Hit the road.
And out of the room.
And so
the room that's next to the airport that we're flying out of.
Yes. And by the way, so the night before, I look up the coffee because, of course, I want my coffee for my 3 a.m. wake up. And it's all decaf. All of it in the room is decaf. They have a nice little coffee pot, the whole thing. So I go down to the front desk. I'm like, hey, can I have some coffee? And they're like, oh, hey, it's on back order. Of course it is. So I was like, coffee. Like, listen, this is a crime. I'll have to switch airport. Anyway.
She didn't say that just then.
So then she said, don't worry. We have a Starbucks. And if you come down in the morning at 3 a.m., I'll make you a Starbucks coffee in the morning. And I'm like, oh, okay, lovely.
Like made to order one off.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Starbucks isn't open yet, but she's got the
we'll
key.
take care of you.
No problem. No problem.
They were very lovely. Highly recommend the Hyatt at the Baltimore airport. So
if you're flying out of the airport at Baltimore, yeah.
So then
Perfect.
We skipped the coffee because Kevin's like, we got to get there.
That's so not true.
No,
I did not say that.
Slowing up at the
that might be true, but I didn't say a word.
You didn't say
I wheeled in bags right through that lobby and out the door we went. And I looked back and she was right on my heels.
So we get in the car, we get over to the airport, we find long-term parking, we get parked.
Snuggle in your blankets. You'll be fine.
Well, I'll come up and fix it when I'm done, okay? You got to go to sleep in the meantime. Adeline's here. Adeline, put your Tinkerbell blanket underneath the purple one, and then your blanket's on over top, and I'll be up in a minute. The fuzzy one, the purple fuzzy one.
Yep. Snuggle up.
Okay, we'll try it again.
You'll be fine.
We'll be up in a minute. So anyway.
Okay. Love you.
As long as you promise to go to sleep now. Promise? Do you promise to go to sleep now?
Yes, Mom.
Okay, because it's
Okay.
past your bedtime. Go. Love you. Okay, sorry about the interruption. Back to the story. We get on the long-term, we're in the long-term parking. We get into the shuttle, and I finally decided to download the boarding passes because, I just do that on my phone now. Part of the reason we don't have to be there so early because it's just on your phone. You walk through. We were doing carry-ons.
She's lying.
I'm not lying.
You had the boarding passes before that.
No, I didn't. No, I had the app on, and I had all the flight information, but that was actually what I did when I sat down into the...
You didn't have us checked into our flight and have...
Yeah, that's different, honey.
okay.
You can plan the next trip and do all the things. So, I had the app up, all the details. I checked in, but I got boarding pass in the morning.
Okay.
So, Jojo says hi. We will make sure we tell Adeline that Jojo says hi.
Yeah.
So, I look at the boarding pass, and I'm looking up at the sign that is on the Baltimore, like, welcome to Baltimore Airport. And is the call letters
It
IDA?
actually says welcome to BWI.
Okay.
BWI.
BWI. Yes.
Baltimore Washington International.
But my thing says
CA.
DCA.
DCA Washington.
So I'm like, wait, why are my tickets
Hi, Bob.
DCA and this says BWI? So at first I'm like,
It's a bus that takes you across town.
at first I'm like,
Hiding it from me.
I'm not.
Literally.
I'm just not going to tell him. Listen, that's not. It just was like for 2 seconds. I knew I couldn't pull it off, but like, I'm like, how can I just like fix this and he never knows it happened? Then I obviously realized there's absolutely no way. So
She's good, but she ain't that good.
So I said to Kevin at 3:00 in the morning.
No, it's like 3:25 now.
I think it was 3:12 because we were really fast. I would go with like maybe 3:19. Anyway, we're sitting in the bus. I said, Kevin, why does this say DCA instead of BWI? And he goes, oh, it's Dulles. It's not Baltimore, it's Dulles.
To be fair, I looked at the call letters and it didn't say BWI and it said 3 letters in Washington. So I instantly went,
Dulles.
oh, we're supposed to be in Dulles.
I said, okay, well, she's going to exit right by where our car is. Like, go up and ask the bus lady if she can stop and let us off, and we'll go back in the cars. Because we had been through this the last time we went to Carousel, where our flight got canceled, and we had to get in a taxi and head to Dulles. So I knew that there was possibly a chance we could make it to Dulles in time to still get on our flight, because my husband made me get up early. So I threw that out there. So I put my phone to Dulles. It's 1 hour. There's a chance.
It's like 52 minutes.
Yes.
She's like, in 52 minutes, we can make it.
I'm like, there's a chance. It's going to be rough. We're going to have to run, but there's a chance.
Now, if any of you have paid attention to our personal argument about automobile travel lately in our lives, anytime that I drive, she's mad because I go too slow.
Yeah, 10 minutes or 10 miles an hour under the speed limit at all times.
Like, I'm driving.
When you get to the school zone, he doesn't have to slow down because he's already doing the school zone speed. It's like,
I have kids, precious cargo. What do you want from me?
it's ridiculous. So we get in the car. I turn my stuff onto Dulles. We're headed to Dulles, 100 mile an hour. The lady didn't understand.
It wasn't 100.
Well,
it was
no,
85.
I was being.
It was 85.
I was
It wasn't
exaggerating.
100.
But when we checked out of the long-term parking, the lady's like, "What's going on? You know, your fee's only $1." And we're like, "Oh, we're supposed to be $1. So are you gonna make it? We don't know." We jump on the road. I got GPS going and whatever. And all of a sudden, like, I'm looking at the directions, and Dulles is also not DCA. So I'm like, he's going 85 mile an hour. I have no idea if it's in the right direction or not. I am redoing
We
Google Maps.
switched airports, still not going to the right place.
So I Google DCA, and of course it's Reagan, which luckily is closer to BWI than Dulles is. So I didn't say a word to him about
45 seconds before we blow by the exit to go on the route toward Reagan.
I'm like, turn right. And he's like, now? I'm like, now. So he goes right. Like, I told him the second it was time. And
it wasn't tires squealing like, you know, in the movies where they go broadside in the dirt and you still hear the wheels squealing.
Yeah,
but it was
close. It was really close.
Yeah.
So then we head to Reagan, which
is DCA, by the way. Yeah.
it is. Just so you all know, in case you book it.
Was the third airport we had headed to within a 30-some minute span at dark 30.
So obviously
Thursday
now
morning.
we have taken 2 extra days. No, not a full 2 days, but like a day and a half of extra vacation, so that we could be so relaxed when we go on vacation that we are not like rushing out of town and then rushing back in, like, so we could be nice and vacated.
The house 2 days early for the airport, and we're still gonna miss our flight.
So We 85 mile an hour into Reagan and through security in a breeze and through everything in a breeze and to our gate 40 minutes early.
Oh, they weren't boarding yet.
Yeah, it was 30 to 40 minutes early. So we made it in plenty of time. We were both exhausted from like that adrenaline rush.
Had we waited that extra hour to get up to go to the airport, we probably would not have made it. Just FYI.
Oh, I do know.
Yeah.
I do know. I'm still going to be a fighter on that though. Like I hate, like we could have even still made it to Reagan.
After we confirm that we're going to the right airport the night before.
Listen, I'm in all the wives now. Everyone that does all the travel planning, it is so overwhelming and exhausting. And so then you do all this work and whatever, and the littlest mistake, and they're like, oh, you made that little mistake. And it's like, you know what? You do it next time. I spent hours and hours. The little thing I forgot was this very close airport to Baltimore was, you know, $200 or $300 cheaper per ticket, and I got it. Like, you know, come on. So Gabby says, I've done it before. I went to DCA and said IAD and had to rebook, but I got my destination only 10 minutes later. Oh, and they didn't charge you. That's amazing. So I could have maybe pulled it off at BWI, but I was not taking any chances and we made it in plenty of time. But it is very overwhelming. You know, like you plan these trips and there's like all the things you're trying to find the best price and like the whole kit and caboodle. So whatever.
So I guess, you know, for the next 5 days, I got to have a heyday with that.
Yeah.
What?
So Jason says, makes paying the extra $50 to fly out of Harrisburg and get the easier. You know, though, it wasn't $50 to fly out of Harrisburg. It wasn't a $50 price. If it's ever a $50 price tag to go out of Harrisburg, we do it every time.
Of course.
Every time. Unfortunately, when you're going internationally, like, a lot of times there are huge differences in the pricing. And especially when you start watching that all the time and you're like looking for the lowest price, it just gets super overwhelming.
And if we would have flown out of Harrisburg, I mean, what kind of fun would we have had walking around downtown Baltimore?
And we would have had no good stories for Hump Day Happy Hour. So it all worked out.
Yep.
Yeah. The only thing that we were really, really disappointed about is that if we would have known we were going out of Reagan, we would have went and stayed in a hotel close to DC because we would much rather gone and explored DC.
Yeah, when the Washington Monument went by at 85 miles an hour, oh, it would have been nice to stop and see that again. I haven't seen that since I was like a teenager. Yeah.
I do agree there's a little bit of gas mileage to be said about that, but it's not, I mean, it still wouldn't have touched it, you know. How far is Baltimore from us? It's like
2 hours.
Yeah, so 2-hour drive versus an hour drive, really. And we still didn't burn a whole tank of gas.
It's just under an hour to Harrisburg, just over 2 hours to Baltimore, and it's just under 3 hours to Reagan.
So our first day on vacation, and I keep telling Kevin before we leave on vacation that we are going to go and just like totally relax,
stress free,
yes.
And
like,
we get to the airport, you know. We'll have a Bloody Mary or mimosa before we get on the plane, and it'll be so, you know.
That's not what I'm talking about at all. I was talking about once we arrive to the resort, the plan was not to be like running around like crazy. The plan was not to be like, you know, the plan was to relax, to take naps. We went to the spa to get a massage. We were going to lay by the pool. We were going to go to the beach. It was all going to be like nice and easy. So it just figures that on our first day on vacation, we run into Sean. So Sean is the guy that sits by the pool with his own cooler. And he is ordering the whole pool drinks and keeping them in the cooler. So bottles of wine, bottles of liquor, bottles of things, beer in the cooler. And now he is starting the party, right? So he's like, hey, you look fun, come here.
Those of you who have been to all-inclusives before, you understand it. Okay, yes, drinks are included and they're easy to get, whatever. But they don't just hand you bottles of liquor or bottles of wine.
No,
okay?
Of course not.
So Sean, who him and his wife own
do you know what they own?
Yeah.
Oh.
You missed that part?
Yeah.
Oh. So they own a 30,000 square foot pot factory,
Oh,
and they make gummies.
where
in
did they live again?
Canada.
Oh, okay. Montreal.
Montreal, Quebec. I forget.
Anyway, so Sean, he was a party starter in his own
Yeah,
mind. He
yeah.
was a little bit past the level of party starting.
He didn't just sit there.
Yeah, yeah. So he was like gathering a group. I did take a glass of wine from him that I watched him pour out of the bottle, and a fresh bottle. And yeah, so, and it was actually pretty good wine. I don't think it was like the bar special. And we sat down in the pool, and he proceeded to introduce us to all of the people by where they're from. So up first was Belgium chocolate. And he told us that they were, of course, chocolate makers. We had, who were the old couple sitting next to them? They were from,
They were also from Canada.
yes, I think they were, I can't remember now.
Toronto.
Oh, yes, they were Toronto.
Yeah.
So the older couple from Toronto were both retired. And then we met the newlyweds, which Jessica and Kevin, and they were from New York, upstate New York.
Oh,
And then we had Michelle and Ronnie, and they were from New York, New York. And I think that was us, right? At that point?
yeah.
Yeah. So a whole group of us, and like basically by the time we had left the little party and went back up to the room, I was like, I think we did a bad thing. Because no longer are we going to be relaxing. We are now going to be with these people all the time. And it's not going to be like this little couple's vacation that we have planned. Now we're Sean's buddies, you know? So like, we're not going to be able to go down the pool. Which you should know, our resort is like tiny. It's very little. It's very...
In comparison to the,
Yeah.
normal all-inclusive
It's
resort.
like, yeah, so it's
very quaint.
Limited rooms, one little social area, very personalized service.
The
It was
entire
high
resort
scale.
would fit within LCRC facility.
Yeah.
Yes. Very, yeah. Yep.
Totally worth it.
Yeah.
Totally
That's
worth
good.
it. It was nice. It was a Hyatt Zoetry. So anyway, good news was Sean was so hungover the next day. Sean did not bother anybody the next day, but we did end up making all of the friends in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So like by the end, we ran into those same people over and over and over. You know, I know that Michelle and Ronnie were from New York, but they were like your normal like New Jersey couple, which they were just hysterical. They came with friends, which Kevin didn't know till the second day because they were just napping like all the time. But then we did after dinner we did like hot tub hour, so we would go over and it was like hump day happy hour, but we would all meet in the hot tub and have a drink before bed. So it was fun. It was cool.
Yeah.
Then we decided to go out and tour the world.
Yep.
We were in the lovely country of Curacao.
Rented a car. It had like 2 cylinders at best. I'm pretty sure my
Donut tires.
82 puts out more horsepower than this little turd. But anyway, of course, guess who gets to drive?
I've never heard you offer for me to drive.
Legally, you weren't allowed.
Oh. Why?
Because the car was in my name and the insurance only covered me as a driver.
So anyway, Kevin was driving. Do you know how important countries, like you guys have been, if you've ever been to a foreign country, in a roundabout, they have 2 lanes, okay? There's like the inside lane if you're not getting off right away, and then there's the outside lane where you're exiting. My husband drove right in the middle. Not inside,
Dude,
not outside.
really?
Middle.
Because you think Dale Earnhardt always drove on the inside or the outside? Come on. We're only making less than 1 lap.
And
You're taking the inside. Come on.
But,
The
he's
middle.
doing the school speed. You know, like he's going through a school zone. I'm like, honey, you're going to have to step on it. You're going to have to pick it up.
Didn't want to hit nobody.
It was very nice.
Yeah.
Then we got to a certain point. So the main road to where we wanted to go, because we were going to go to Playa Lagoon, which is a cove that we had been to in the past. It's got these huge cliffs on either side, and there's a big restaurant on the one side where you're literally sitting. What? Go ahead.
No, it's a little restaurant on a big cliff.
Okay, but what I was getting at is the restaurant sitting there, and there's like big, there's areas to sit right on the cliff. And I guess it's not big, but like...
Yeah, like the patio is kind of built out over the edge of the cliff.
Yes, yeah.
So, yeah.
And then the restaurant's inside, but there's just like a little bar, and then the whole patio wraps all the way around and whatever. So we really wanted to go back there because we had been there a long time ago, and a lot of our friends that had been with us told us that got built up, and there was resorts and stuff. But there wasn't. I mean, there was more.
It's built up a little bit, but it wasn't like overrun and, changed forever. It was pretty cool.
It was very nice.
Playa Lagoon, if you ever go to Carousel.
It's actually the best snorkeling. Yeah. The coral there, like literally.
Straight on Nemo.
Oh my gosh, it's coral that you literally only see on TV. It was amazing.
Yep.
So cool. And there was like these little school of yellowfish, and they were like going back and forth in the coral, and it looked like they were the coral until all of a sudden you'd like pay better attention. I mean, because I can't wear my glasses while I'm snorkeling. And then I realized they were all little fishies.
Story.
Then what else happened? I don't want to miss anything.
Well, lucky for us on the way home, the airlines made sure, okay, of course, there's only one airport in Carousel, so
had to go to the right one.
Hard to screw that one up. And then lucky for us, the airlines made sure they flew us to the right airport each time to get us back.
By the way, if you are flying internationally, like what is up with Miami? Like why does it take so long to get back home? Our line to go to customs.
Yeah. Hey, the next time any of you complain about standing in a practice line at an 8-scale off-road race,
go to Miami.
Yeah, no.
Head to Miami.
Wow.
I couldn't believe. And then you go through the customs line. And listen, I am grateful. I'm very grateful. I want our country to be safe. I want them to check us all as we come back through. But I'm standing there in that line with like the million people that are around us. And I'm like, if that guy really wants to really make an impact, isn't he doing it right now? You know what I mean? Like, because there were freaking way more people than fit on a plane. I'm like, holy manoli.
Like the overachiever at the check-in or the TSA, because when you get out of customs, you got to turn around and go back through TSA to get back on the next flight.
Here's the thing: you're finally back in the United States. You're very excited to deal with people that speak the same language. There's no barrier there, and like it's like right, you're home. Your people are here, right? Then you go into TSA check for your bags, and the guy's like, first of all, it's different rules every single time you go through this crap. One time you have to wear shoes, next time don't wear shoes. One time, take out all your electronics, next time don't take out any electronics. It's like...
And this isn't like we flew in January and then flew in October. This is... We flew at 2:30 in the afternoon and then flew again at 5 something.
Different rules.
And then flew again at, like...
Completely different.
These people are out of their mind.
So we enter into the line, and the guy's, like, yelling all these rules and stuff. We're like, okay, wait, so shoes and no, leave everything in your bag, don't take anything out. Well, Kevin has a passport in his hand. So then we're trying to put the bag up, and he's like, you need a bin. And we're like, looking. Bins.
Now, keep in mind, this whole time he is, and I mean screaming at us, not just her and I, but us as everybody. Like multiple people, about that needs to be in a bin. It needs to be in a bin. He's standing right beside a waist-high stack of bins.
So we're like, okay.
Oh, yell at me some more. Do you have a
bin?
Oh, yeah, no.
And the people that were ahead of us in line, he did hand them bins when they had their stuff up.
He wasn't handing me no bin.
No. Nope. So,
I even hold my hand out. I'm like, cough it up.
Yeah. He's like, you need a bin. Doesn't say where the bins are. Doesn't tell us any instruction. It's just, you need a bin. Yeah. Finally, got all my stuff, and I'm like all nervous about getting my shoes off and electronics out and whatever. And I look down. Well, it's this really handy little thing, and the bin pops out at the bottom. So I'm like, I get the bin out. So, like, when
the bins go through the x-ray machine and get out to the other end, they just shove them on the shelf below, and the conveyor below brings them back.
Yeah, so when it gets to the end, it just goes into the little elevator. Like that. It's really good.
How's it go?
Anyway, so then I had a bin up. Kevin has his bag up. And I'm trying to put the bin down, but there's no room to put the bin because none of the bags ahead of us are moving. Now, before us, he was yelling at someone about, whose is this? Whose is this? And so we're like nervous about staying with our bags because like, whose is it?
Yeah, because two things I always kind of held sacred to me about going through security. Never let your passport out of your own hand, and never go through the thing where it scans you before you see your own stuff go through.
Well, and I don't really care about
X-ray.
it going through. For me, I care about the guy looking at it and saying it's okay.
Well,
Like,
whatever,
I don't want to be
until it's
through
on,
and
it's
then-
actually on the belt that's sucking it through the
Yeah,
machine.
okay.
You don't let it sit there on the rolls
Oh, yeah.
and it not go through before you walk through. And I refuse to walk through without my passport or my person, because if something happens to my bag, well, who are you? Well, where is your bag? Well,
I back there
know.
and whatever. So
Oh,
I
no.
have the bin. He finally gets the
Woo.
bag into the bin, but there's no other places to put the next bin for his next bag and for my bag. So now we're stacking them up.
been there.
And it's like, it's a whole thing. And the guy's like, go, go. If you're done, go. And we're like, we can't because these are all stacked up.
Go where? Do what?
So
Here.
Finally, I do walk through. They had to check me out a little bit, but they let me through, no problem. And we were like, shoo, we're through that. And
Yeah, then it took like 5 more minutes for our stuff to come
stuff
through
to
the
come through.
conveyor.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. But I was like, you're yelling so much. If you could just yell, hey, the bin's underneath. Like, look down, bin down there, You speak English, so
So,
do we. We can help each other.
We were all strung out from like, this travel and whatnot, and we're like, oh, well, at least in our layover in Miami, we have like a little over 2 hour layover, so
Yeah.
we'll get off the plane, go through customs, get it,
We have
we'll
time.
go to a bar and have a drink, get something to eat, and then when we get to, are we going to BWI or
We're going back to
Oh,
Reagan.
that's right, we were going back to Reagan.
Yeah, where we
Then-
started.
Then we could literally bail out of there because we didn't check any bags. Oh,
Which
that was another fiasco. But we're
Gosh,
we'll-
yeah, no, we have to tell him. We have to tell him. So, that was at Miami. So we finally went through all of that.
Well, you forgot. It happened in Reagan and Miami on the way down.
Well, they just said things. There were no one screaming at anybody getting on the plane.
Well, yeah.
No,
in
they kept
Miami,
announcing.
we watched a guy.
Listen, I will tell you, usually we do not have a carry-on. So usually we check bags. We just have our little backpack, a little pursy purse, stick it under the seats. So we're never worried about them announcing this. I'm sure they always announce it, but we're like, we don't care about you. We check our bags like good people. So this time we have carry-ons. So I'm like, we're paying attention to all these little rules they're coming up with about your carry-ons, right? So they're yelling at us each step of the way, which I think is the normal speeches they always give, but the last one was next level. So Miami heading back to Reagan, they start like announcing, and I'm on FaceTime with Adelaide. Okay, it's like, mommy's coming home, but I'm not gonna see you before you go to bed and whatever. All of a sudden, I hear the
Gate agent.
yeah. So I was gonna say he's not TSA.
No, he's the gate agent.
Yeah.
For the airline.
He is screaming at
No,
this
he was
man.
flipping shit.
Oh my, he's screaming at this guy. He's like, you've got 3! And he's like, the guy's like, 2 of these will fit under the thing. And he's right. So he had 2 very small bags that you could easily put together and would both fit under the seat in front of him. No
It's not
problem.
how this works.
And then
It's not
another
how this
bag to put up
works.
top. The guy's like, no. If you can't put that inside of that, it is not coming in. He's like, it's tiny. I'm telling you, like, it can fit under there. I just can't put them together. The guy's like, no! Screaming at him.
And at this point, I'm telling you, you are not getting on my airplane. End of story, no matter what.
And
You're
also,
out.
no one else is getting on the airplane. He shuts the entire line down until this guy is going to go. So now there's all these people standing behind, like, what about us? Like,
yeah.
look at me, I only have 2, right? So they kept spatting, and he said at one point, if you just give me like a trash bag or a Walmart bag, I'll put these 2 bags together and tie tie knot, and they can both fit under there. And he wasn't lying. That was true. Okay. And the guy was like, I would never do that for you. And I'm like, okay, is this kind of maybe a little over the top? Like, is this kind of not worth the fight right now? And this poor woman that was doing the other tickets on the other side, she's just like, come here. You know, she's trying to get people to come over to her, and she's just doing it like, so when I get up, it's like back or forth, like who are we going to end up with? You know, because like you're in line, and it's like some people go here and the next person goes there. Well, this guy goes there. And then the next one's in front of me, and I'm like, oh crap, he's gonna go here now, we're screwed. Well, luckily, the guy over there, he was, it's the bad gate agent. He's yelling at this guy now about, we're gonna have to check your bag. So I was like, come on, honey. And we run to the other lady, and we hurry up and do our boarding passes over the thing, and we take off, and of course the other guy was looking at our bags the whole time. Because he was shoving everybody's bag into the little thing, you know, like every person that came through.
Which ours would have fit.
It would have fit. It's just ridiculous.
And we had flown on 3 other 737s for American Airlines in the last 5 days. Like, it wasn't like this was our first time through this.
Yeah. Yeah, so
anyway.
It was not so. The funniest part was we finally get into that plane. There was so much extra room in all the overhead bins. Like, it was nowhere.
Thanks to the bag Nazi.
It was nowhere close to like all of our bags got to ride this way all the way home. So. And then of course I finally got my chance to drive because Kevin can no longer drive at night once we arrived. So since we were landing at
I have fallen asleep now.
2:00 in the morning, I was driving the rest of the way home because this guy, after dark, he just can sleep the whole way anytime in a car. That was our trip. Did I miss anything?
Nothing you can't say on the internet.
Copy that. We had a lovely time.
Yeah, it's a good time.
It was wonderful. Then we got home, back to work. Oh, guys, I have one more little piece of personal information that I can finally share with the internet. Oh, I didn't tell you yet. No, I'm just kidding. I told you. I got a horse.
Oh, yeah.
I got a horse right before the Halloween race, and we want to make sure he was a keeper, which he absolutely is. So I am a proud owner of the first animal that will go to our eventual barn, our horse, which is temporarily named Buddy. We cannot choose a name.
Temporary.
We're having a hard time. But I like just naturally call him Buddy all the time, so I'm like kind of leaning towards that. There have also been the names Walker, Tucker, and Slim Jim. Jimmy. See, it's so funny to me.
Buddy. It's Buddy.
This guy. You're going to choose the name. You're going to ride the horse?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that.
It's your horse. Pick the name. Jimmy.
Buddy. Okay,
Buddy.
I know you have some products to share. We should actually do some Hump Day information for our friends.
Yes.
We are not letting the Emoji or Reem choose a name.
No.
You guys have all the suggestions made it way harder.
Slim Jim.
Yeah. Slim Jim is a very popular choice. I like calling him Slim Jimmy, which I will call him Jimmy, not Slim Jim. Jarrett says he'd name him Dog. That would be very confusing.
It's a horse, Jarrett. Anyway, so we have some new stuff.
Wait, before you get to that real quick. This Friday is Richfield Raceway. Kicks off.
That's correct. It is off-road.
Off-road at Richfield Raceway.
Obviously, you're not reading my notes.
I did not read your notes, and I did not write notes because I was too busy entertaining the people.
I have notes, people. I have notes. Don't let her feed you that crap about that I don't prepare for hunting.
I'm still vacationing. Like, I'm
BWI.
living my best life. By
Are
the
you
way,
a BWI or Reagan?
did you see that I'm now sharing reels of me doing work? I mean, like, Instagram, LCRC is coming. Did you see me? Mm-hmm. Did you actually, on your phone, you looked at the Instagram reels?
Check your little jiggies. They got red hearts from me.
Before that, what was the last time you were on Instagram?
after you were in bed in a foreign country when I was sitting on the stoop having one more drink before I went to bed? I don't know.
You've never watched Young Guns. Maybe I've never watched Young Guns.
Like
Oh, Michelle, I know. There's our friend Michelle. So Michelle is our friend from New York, New York. Her and Ronnie were our buddies from vacation. And Michelle, I must have told you Dutton, although I might not remember having that conversation.
Yeah, no, Dutton was a thing at one time.
I like the name Dutton
And then
too.
we got back. Michelle, were you on in time to hear the whole spiel? Please tell me you were, 'cause if not, you'll have to go back and rewatch it. It was.
Oh, Danielle saw my stuff on Instagram. Thank you, Danielle.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh, sure you did. Steve,
crap.
Saycheck over on YouTube says Elmer should be the name of the horse. Elmer?
No.
Like Elmer's cool? That's so mean.
You can't name a horse Elmer.
Stephen, I just changed my opinion about you. Tell Ronnie we said hi, Michelle.
All right. Hi, Michelle.
So fun. I felt like we knew them, before vacation. Also, I will tell you, here's another vacation highlight. Usually on vacation, we bring friends. So we are like queen and king of traveling with a big group. And this time,
I wouldn't say queen and king. We're more of like,
we do it a lot.
yeah.
And
Okay, I know what you mean by that.
yeah, I just mean that like
She gets
every
stuck being
time
yeah,
we
Mr.
travel,
Yeah.
we have all the people with us.
Mr. Ed.
Okay. So this time, oh my gosh, emoji says Cleveland over there. We're not doing Cleveland.
Yeah.
So this time we decided to go just as a couple, as this was going to be reconnect. Okay, we were going to just reconnect.
Because, I mean, as all of you know, we're not nearly connected enough. I mean,
And we're never around each other. We spend no time together, even though we're together 24/7. So anyway, it was going to be reconnect time. But the funny part, I said to Kevin when we were leaving the trip, that isn't it funny that like we came here and we were worried like we wouldn't have anyone to hang out with and whatever, and we still like we were here with friends. We were just here with new friends instead of old friends. So it was cool.
yeah, and
it
then
was really
we're
cool.
we're walking away from the pool on the last day, and the ladies are talking about connecting on Facebook or whatever, and our Ronnie's wife Michelle says, "Oh yeah, it's Michelle Watson Russo,"
My same maiden name.
and Chris's maiden is Watson. And
Yeah. So
she's like,
we're
"What?
we're probably
What?"
we're probably related. Michelle just popped on there and was like Watson.
Yeah,
It's long distance, but whatever.
Sure enough.
We're all related. So fun. Oh, Steve says I'm laughing so hard. Sorry, I would never do that, but it would keep a horse in line. Well, I actually had my first.
Sven. I like that.
Oh, Sven.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be
Except
very
he's
difficult.
a horse and not a
Also, you guys need to remember when I'm
whatever,
riding the
mule
horse.
deer or whatever he is.
I need thumbs up. When I'm riding the horse, I need a name I can yell at them. You know, like Bud. That's why I like Buddy, because it's like Buddy, come on, listen to me. You know, I don't think I can go Sven.
No, without laughing.
Yeah, very funny.
Yeah, and our horse friends would not. Elmer, no. Yeah, you.
We're not going Elmer,
You'd
and
get
it's
shown.
not funny over there, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad, very bad.
Oh my gosh, you guys are a riot. Brett says that name a Mugen and get logos for the side. Hey, listen, if I can get enough sponsorship, I'll do whatever you want. So if Chris Moore, Adam Drake, if you guys are watching, we can name him Mugen for the right price. You can't buy me with parts. I don't need carpets. That was funny. It's kind of funny.
Not funny.
Anybody else? Who wants to buy the
I
horse's
can't
name?
even get an orange shirt out of Tim. How do you think you're going to get horse?
You scared him off from watching this.
Yeah, whatever.
He used to be here every week until you
He's
start
still
badgering
there.
him.
He's still there. He just doesn't comment because he. doesn't
Brett
wanna-
says, name it Marshall, being
God.
we're always yelling for them anyway. I don't yell for marshals. That's an RC driver problem. That's why I never marshal anymore. Do you remember when we first started having this track? And every practice day, it was practice days on Tuesdays, I'd go out on that track and I'd stand there and marshal all the cars. I'd run from one side of the track to the other side of the track the whole practice night, marshaling the cars on practice night. Then they started yelling at me that I need to go faster, hurry up and get their car over there. And I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
and I've never marshaled since, other than at Richfield Raceway because I'm a racer there, and therefore I do my job.
She's yeah, that's true.
Yellowstone. Well, no, we need a name from Yellowstone. I can't name him Yellowstone. Like, here, Yellowstone. And he's not yellow or a stone. Techno. They couldn't pay me enough to name it Techno. That was a joke. Yeah, it's very good.
Sorry.
It's just a rumor I heard. Anyway, you had products you're going to share. Now we have 10 minutes for you to tell the people about the things. Go full QVC style.
Why bother? You just run this out on what you got going.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm in a good mood. If you guys would like me to stop talking, just go ahead. I'm just kidding. It's your turn. So we have these. They're tires.
It's awful.
What? You're not going to tell them what
they're
they are?
special.
Well,
Do you know what they are?
Tell the people. I do know, but I was waiting for you to tell them.
They are prepped and ready to go Mud Boss tires. I know. Ooh, it did focus.
For a second.
It tried. Wait.
Oh,
For a hot
Bill
minute.
Smith told me to stop talking. That's so crazy.
So, those of you who know Eric Phelps, this is a stalker. This is a.
It was focused on yours.
Sorry, I'll get mine out of the way.
No, it was focused on yours.
Oh.
That's good.
TBID is what he's going by for this tire prep deal. I don't even know how to explain to you how well or how precise these things are ground. He does it on a lathe. They're not done in a drill. So they all match. I actually brought a tire tape so we can do the rollout if anybody cares.
So, like, where would you want to run these tires?
So the ones that we have in stock right now are the Stage 2.
Okay.
Stage 2 is they're cut and they're prepped. I actually didn't bring my cheat sheet with the info on it, but so this tire is going to be good for almost all of the tracks, especially the ones that don't allow S1s, because these are the regular ones that come on the cars out of the kit. Okay. Some tracks are allowing S1s nowadays, and they've been on back forever. We just finally got a batch of S1s in from Traxxas that we are sending to Eric tomorrow. So we will have some S1 prep stuff. These sell the complete set with the prep, $95 a set of 4. And they are on 2 fronts, 2 rears as far as the offset of the tires.
I also just looked. They are on the website. So they are. If you search TBID STG2 or Stage 2 on LCRCRaceway.com, they will come right up. Or if you just search TBID, so TBID, TBID, they will pop right up on the website. So if you're interested in learning more about that, you guys remember, if you call LCRC, you're going to get Kevin or I, and we'll be happy to answer all of your questions anytime. I know my oval guys are interested, so.
I am measuring.
He's measuring.
The stock tire. Stock tire's 13 3/4. The prep tire is 13 3/16.
Wow. So I will also tell you.
Or, I'm sorry, 3/8.
So 13 3/8. I just noticed inside the
They're
car,
marked.
they are marked, or inside the car, I'm sorry, inside the tire, they are marked which tire it should be. I think that's pretty cool. So that's pretty.
Yeah, they have stickers inside, right rear, left rear, right front, left front.
Very cool. Okay,
And,
what else
and
you got?
again, they're not only just turned down, they also, the prep has been started. So
We have other things other than oval stuff.
we have one more thing that's, I guess it's not really oval, it kind of is oval. So
Well, it's also Richfield.
yes, correct.
Yeah.
So
So
those
carpet
of
racers,
those
pay
of you running Slash stuff, Mud Boss guys, Richfield
Just
Raceway guys.
Real quick, I want to just reiterate. Gary Martin just said that they are going to allow S1s next season at Loco Joe's. So that's great to know. Thank you for sharing. By the way, if you guys ever wonder why I read off some of the comments, it's because I have found that a lot of people just listen to this on their way to work the next day. So I just want to make sure nobody misses anything just because they can't pay attention to the screen. Go ahead.
Ed says his tires are good. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Bloomsburg is also allowing S1s.
I heard that.
Listen, it's going to get to the point where basically everyone's going to have to allow S1s because we're going to get to where otherwise you're going to have a durometer at Tech to check them. And
What else you got?
anyway, so J Concepts came out with a Delrin shock limiter for the Traxxas Slash shocks a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Some guys used it, some guys didn't. They were nice because they were like pre-cut and precision to height.
Versus what we did before, which was just
cut fuel tubing. You know, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then they quit making them. Little did we know, because they were coming out with yellow ones, white ones, and black ones.
Yeah. So
And they now not only come with these precision molded inserts for inside, but the parts tree also has for limiting the up travel for outside, and also some color coordinated spring preload clips as well.
yeah, which you guys might not know about me, but white is my favorite color, so this is a total sale. We have them in stock, available.
White's not really a color, but
It is a
she's
color.
still learning.
White is a color.
It's really not.
Honey, these are all on the website. The part number starts with 2295, and then the call letter is based off of what color it is. So if you want the white ones, 2295W, yellow is 2295Y, and black are 2295B. So LCRCRaceway.com, just type in the part number and it'll pop right up. Or if you just search for the shock limiters,
Yeah,
Shock
honestly, if you just
limiter.
search shock limiter, it'll
they'll pop
come
up.
as well.
Yeah, so
But an excellent package, and again, they're $13.75 for the set. You can't worry about trying to cut fuel tubing to the right length for that. But
Jarrett, you were wrong. White is. I don't give a crap. I can have white be my favorite color.
You can, but you also
I
have
believe
to admit
actually,
white is not.
scientifically, white is a combination of all the colors. So
Google
it is a
it.
wet.
Google it.
White is a combination of all the colors.
Ask Siri.
I will.
Is white a color?
You have to say because it's your Siri.
Is white a color?
Actually, why don't you say? Oh. White is the lightest color and is achromatic. Is that how you say that?
Having no hue.
Having no hue. Okay.
So it's the
Is
lightest.
white a combination of all colors? Oh. White is a balanced combination of all the colors of the visible light spectrum, or a pair of complementary colors, or three or more colors, such as an additive primary color. So by the
It's not
way,
a color by itself.
it is a
not a
color.
color.
It's just all the colors,
not a
and
color.
I win.
It's not a color.
I win.
Anyway,
Next.
one more thing. This isn't new, but it's hot and it's been in high demand its whole life. The ProTech TLR low C style air filter elements, which we had in stock almost all summer because
But then
we
we
order
sold out.
ahead, and of course they've been back ordered at Maine all summer. So we've finally just sold out at the Halloween race, but they're back.
Yeah.
We've got probably 40 or 50 of them in stock. So anybody looking for low C style ProTech filters, got plenty.
So
Just to,
go ahead.
they're on the receiving desk. They just came today.
Yeah.
They're not actually checking the system. They'll be in tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Sorry.
Hopefully that'll be
I
the
got a little
first
ahead of myself.
thing on the list. I want to tell you two things. One, I haven't told Kevin yet, but the first thing is next Hump Day, I'm hoping to hit you with some Christmas gift ideas. So we have some new things coming in that we didn't carry in stock before that I think might be hot things for the RC guy that has everything. Number two, Christmas.
Like what?
You'll find out next
Do I have it?
Wednesday on Hump Day Happy Hour.
I thought I had everything.
So then number 2 is I have decided that this year for Christmas, I am going to have a Christmas tree here in the shop that I'm going to put a form on lcrcraceway.com where you can fill out the information to send a loved one your Christmas list. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to send me a list of things you want. I'm going to do all the hard work and be able to send the links to your loved one. You just have to provide their email address. And then I will share with them the things that you're looking for with a direct link to our website to purchase it. So that'll be coming here. I'm hoping to release that right before Black Friday so that you guys can share that list with me and I will then share it on. I'm hoping to take the information that you give me on the things that you guys want most and compile a gift guide. So if you guys share the great things that you want for Christmas, I'm going to put those all together in an awesome gift guide so that if somebody's like, oh, I didn't even know I needed that, then you can find out that you needed that. Or if you're not wanting to send a direct link to purchase the thing you want to be a little bit more undercover, you can send them a gift guide, which, you know, hey, if your wife has no idea about RC and there's something on a gift guide that's good for everyone, that would be an easy way to drop it to her easily. Yes, it is on my gift guide to get a slot machine. Thank you, Tim. Dawson wants one of everything. I will let Jody know.
Just, I'd like to go up a couple comments there to Matt Adams, the painter,
Yeah.
the paint guy. He's a
Matt,
paint color
Matt
guy.
is wrong because he obviously buys white paint, and people when he says, what color do you want your body, they say white. Oh, Dave says that's a great idea. Coop will end up having us to scroll a list. That's cool. Yeah, so.
Hey, slot machines, I gotta be honest. They've come back in stock at Trinity a couple times in the last couple weeks, and
He's talking about my slot machine. It was Tim Deegan. He doesn't care about slot machines. He cares about my slot machine I wanted for my birthday that you didn't get for me.
oh, I thought we were talking about Trinity slot machines.
Anyway. Okay, guess what? It's 9:01.
Ooh, we're late.
We're out.
Gotta go. See you. Bye.
We're still on vacation, go to sleep early mood, so.
See you guys. Thanks for tuning
Bye.
in.
Thanks for coming.
See you next week. Bye, Michelle.
Okay, so we're done on Facebook. But guess what? You get another minute because your delay does not work the same as Facebook. So
Bye, Zach. Bye, Steve.
there's like 17 people on there. Don't act like there's only 2 on there. Did Zach even say hi?
Nope.
Man, he's fired.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, we're finally out of here. Have a great night,
See you guys.
YouTube.